Hello and welcome to the quick take on the Fulhamish YouTube channel after our 2-0 win at the London Stadium against West Ham. What an away day it was. Our first win over West Ham away in the league. Can you believe it? Since 2001. We're at the Crate Brewing Company, a nice little hipster place by the canals. I'm joined by Liz. Hello.
Hi everyone.
It's a bit hipster here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit hip. So they've got lovely pizzas, but very sort of Fulham toppings. I had sage and truffle earlier. Very delicious.
Yeah, it's not quite the people's club here at Crate Brewing, but yeah, very nice pizzas. I would recommend it. Liz, that has got to be as close to a 10 out of 10 away day as you can get probably in the Premier League.
Yeah, it was just so comprehensive. I can't believe we're saying this in the Premier League. We've only won three games away from home this season, but it just was like a comprehensive, consistent, easy away win.
A really nice day out. 2 goals from Andreas Pereira to get us the 3 points. And, well, I'd say from minute one, Fulham looked dominant. Very few of us were in the stadium from minute one, considering how long it took to get in. From the minute I got in, which was about minute 6 or 7, it did just feel a little bit like there was only one team that was actually going to come away with the points. But I think at the back of my mind the whole game, I was like, this is West Ham away. We'll find a way to lose it. But actually, as it wore on, it felt a bit more inevitable that this is the day we'll break the duck.
Yeah, it felt like it could have been what's happened with Fulham over the past few games where we're dominating, we're not taking all our chances, and then they score and they end up winning. But actually, yeah, it was really consistent. We both missed, I think, the Antonio chance that he should have scored. But from that point onwards, I can't think of many times that West Ham actually really troubled Fulham.
Yeah, it was obviously Andreas Pereira who put us in front. I think it's well taken from Andreas, and look, that was only his second goal of the season. The only goal he'd scored before that was Arsenal away, that kind of weird one that he scored from 40 yards. He takes it well. It is a big old defensive mistake though from Mavropanos, so probably a bit of defensive mistake, but also he had some stuff to do there, Andreas.
Yeah, like the old cliche of bit of both, but I do think it was more a defensive mistake than like extreme prowess from Andreas. But still, right place, right time. He was there to smash it in. And a really aesthetically pleasing goal as well.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought because he hit kind of the roof of the net. And from the away end, I was like, oh no, is he skied this?
Well, I heard the roar and I knew.
Oh, you weren't in the ground, were you, for that one? You missed it.
Don't worry, guys. I have watched it back, so I can talk about it. But yeah, I was just getting in and I heard a big shout, but not big enough to be a West Ham goal. And I thought, no.
I mean, happy we scored, annoyed that I'm outside in the concourse.
What I'd say is shout out to West Ham security, who checked me 3 times, and everyone 3 times. A little bit overkill.
Yeah. Checked everyone 3 times before getting in the ground, but a flare still made it in,
yeah.
which is quite astonishing.
They checked everyone 3 times, but really badly. I had a little bag. They didn't even pick up anything in it. They just saw the top layer and let me in. But It is what it is. It's fine. I'm glad we scored, even if I wasn't there to witness it.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of the first half kind of went by in a little bit of a blur. It was I think a quite poor quality game of football. West Ham just kept kind of giving it to us. João Pelini was everywhere in the middle, but I felt like we failed to take advantage of maybe some of the moments that we had in transition where we'd win it back brilliantly. We'd have an overload or at least a 4-on-4 or something like that. And Fulham just kept on, it felt like making the wrong decision at the crucial moment.
Yeah, it felt like when we were in front of goal, we were so reluctant to shoot. And we were just passing around, and there were so many times where I thought, just please shoot, especially with Willian. I thought he definitely should have taken on more shots today, and definitely I think could have troubled the keeper a lot more. But yeah, honestly, not much to talk about, I think, in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about a couple of players that were exceptional, I thought, in this game. For one of them, Calvin Bassey. I thought him at the back. I mean, Tosin good as well, but I thought Tosin had a couple of mistakes in him. I thought Calvin Bassey's day was just imperious, and just every time that you thought West Ham might spring a bit of danger, Calvin Bassey more or less was there to cover it up.
Yeah, he totally ran the back line, and he also ran our play out from the back in such an impressive way. Just a 10 out of 10 performance from him, really. Nothing to fault him on.
Yeah, we're gonna come to man of the match at the end, because I think there might be a bit of debate here.
There was a little bit of contentious debate beforehand, so yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of contentious debate. And then second half, again, I feel like Fulham came out the blocks. I mean, the Rodrigo Muniz back heel would have been one for the collection after he's already got a scissor kick to his name this year. I think the back heel would have added to it. We were both on the stairs trying to walk up as that happened. So I'm almost reasonably glad for our own health and safety that didn't go in, because we might have been going back down those stairs.
Yeah, I would have been like Jason Derulo at the Met Gala ring. Don't know if you get the reference, but tumbling backward. Yeah, I feel like sometimes Rodrigo takes things in a way that's not necessarily the most sensible way. Like, did he have to back heel it? But yeah, I mean, for our safety, I'm glad it didn't go in, is what I'll say.
He's very creative, isn't he? He'll always he won't go, what's the easiest way for this to go in the net? What's the best way for this to go in the net? Which I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, what's the most beautiful way for this to go in the net? I mean, Rodrigo Muniz, I love you, so.
And, I mean, he didn't have, like, his best game today necessarily in front of goal. He didn't have a huge amount of chances, but I thought his hold-up play today was brilliant, and he held it up for the goal that eventually was the second. Found Iwobi, who found Andreas. It was a bit of a weird goal, wasn't it? Like, what are West Ham doing? Why has Andreas got so much space inside the box?
Yeah, 100%. I thought Rodrigo's hold-up play was really excellent. He was really involved in the centre of the park and coming up against some really physical, difficult defenders. And in terms of that second goal, like, I think is it Ben Johnson? Stationary. Like, why is he not running for that? I thought it might have been offside, but it actually wasn't. It was just that Andreas Pereira decided to move and the defenders did not. But yeah, and that was also very much gifted to us. But, you know, as I said, Andreas, right place, right time, 2-0.
And from there, like, I kind of expected a bit more of a fight back from West Ham, and there was an unfortunate injury, and best wishes go out to I'm actually not 100% sure who got injured at the moment, but it was obviously a long stoppage, but it felt just like West Ham almost were just content with a 2-0 defeat at that point, and we're almost defending it felt like.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I can't think of many chances in the last half an hour or so that were particularly, stressful from Fulham perspective or exciting from West Ham perspective. Stadium was also emptying out. Like, it just felt like everyone was happy with the 2-0 defeat. And as you said, the injury really sort of took the momentum out of the game completely, which suited us, obviously, because we were defending. But it almost weirdly suited them that they were like, oh, here we go. It's going to be the result today.
Yeah. I mean, talking of Andreas Pereira, I feel like, there's a constant debate over to what Andreas exactly brings to this team, and a lot of people say that it is off the ball play and his pressing that's so crucial to us, but also his kind of ability in front of goal. Ultimately, he's a number 10 who had 1 goal to his name. Yes, he had like 7 assists, but it's still not like anything to massively like write home about. I'm really happy for him today just to get a couple, and like well finished goals as well. I mean, yes, the second was put on a plate for him, but I feel like it was nice for him to also get a bit of love at the end from the Fulham fans, and I think he needs this, and I'm hoping this is a Andreas Pereira renaissance.
Yeah, 100%. Like, at the end of the game, for those who weren't there, he was coming over to the Fulham fans, like, geeing us up, and hey! It was really, really fun, him and Rodrigo Muniz. 100%. He was really excellent today, I thought, even when he wasn't scoring, and we can't ever criticise his work rate, honestly. He's so hardworking, and it was really nice to see that actually pay off. Come away with 2 goals and a game that he ran in many ways.
Yeah, I mean, potentially should have been a red card for West Ham at the end. We've just seen it back. Paqueta's challenge on Sasa Lukic is a little bit naughty, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a red card, but obviously I'm biased. But I don't really think you should be getting away with that in a Premier League game.
Yeah, and actually I thought, like, in the middle of the park, Sasa Lukic alongside Polina really works for us today. Polina, the amount of tackles he put in, 7 tackles in the game, which, maybe doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider that the next highest player today was 3, I think it just shows of what a performance he put in. And he's been someone that's like, I wouldn't say he's been getting criticism from the fan base, but I feel like maybe a few of his recent performances, Forest in particular, I remember thinking he was weak in that game. So it's nice to see a little bit of the old Polina against the club that kind of half-heartedly tried to buy him in the summer.
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was a really effective midfield pivot today. Sasha is a little more silky than Polinia, and can run the game in that way, but obviously Polinia was more than happy to get stuck in, as you said, 7 tackles, which is amazing. A really good choice today. I haven't been sure about Sasha Lukic for a long time, and I wouldn't say I'm 100% yet, but a really impressive performance today, I would say.
Right, let's have it out. Man of the match. I'm gonna say it. I think not just because of the goals. I think that Andreas Pereira was Fulham's man of the match. Well, the man of the match today. I thought that obviously goals do add to your scoreline, but I also thought his all-round play. I thought pretty much every attack, Andreas Pereira had something to do with it. But as I say, this didn't go down too well when I said it earlier.
Yeah, not for me, although close, like a good runner-up. And if/when he was awarded man of the match, I don't know who was the official man of the match. I'm not surprised. Like, obviously, if you're scoring 2 goals in a 2-0 win, it makes sense. For me, it was Bassey, just in the way that he ran the back line, and that defence could cause us to attack with confidence and win a game comfortably 2-0. So yeah, he would be my man of the match, I would say.
And where would Pereira rank if you had to do a 1, 2, 3, 4?
2.
So ahead of Polinia, who was definitely a contender when we chatted earlier.
Yeah, I would say Polinia would be 3. Like, if Pereira hadn't scored those 2 goals, he would be 3. But obviously, if you score the 2 goals that win the game, you got to be in second place.
I mean, like, for what it's worth, I thought Bassey had a fantastic game. I don't know, and maybe there is part of me that's just got this real soft spot for Pereira, because I feel like he's had really shit times this year, but actually the redemption that he's had, not only just getting called up for Brazil, but I think like maybe the opinion of him in the fan base is just changing slightly, where actually people are realising his importance. Marco's known it for a long time. Maybe it's just because I want him to have a man of the match rather than that objectively like he was the best player on the park.
I really like Andreas Pereira. Like, on a personal level, obviously we've all seen the video of him with Rodrigo Muniz. So charming. But his work rate is so undeniable. Like, even when he has poor games, you can never say that he didn't try. And that's really, really nice as a fan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is Pereira, but I'd still say Bassey. I think he ran the game from the back.
Stick with your guns. If you think it's Bassey, then stick with Bassey.
I think it's Bassey.
All right. And then like for Fulham, I mean, it's this weird end of the season where it feels like we're getting points. The table's almost feeling a bit irrelevant at this stage, but Fulham kind of maybe back in a little bit of the top half hunt. But we've got difficult games to come. We've got weird game against Liverpool next week, and obviously we now know that they lost to Palace today. They played at the same time. I still feel like there's some life left in the season after today, and I feel like a win today was really needed. And whilst maybe outsiders might be like, whatever, Fulham are going to finish 12th, we're on the beach. I think for the sake of the fan base, today was an important win just to lift spirits a bit, because it'd been a bit of a rubbish 3 matches, and the last thing that any of us want was Fulham to somehow go winless in the final 8-9 and then be on a terrible downward spiral going into next season.
Yeah, 100%. It just gives a more positive feeling around the fan base and a more positive feeling about what's to come. Like, even though our season and our league position is probably pretty decided, like we're going to finish probably 12th, but in and around 12th for sure. We've got Liverpool and City to come to the Cottage. We've got Brentford away, which is obviously huge for us. And I just feel like today, winning that game, especially a team that has provided so much stress for us over the years, honestly, now it sets us up for a more positive end to the season. So hopeful for good things, I think, after today.
Yeah, well, look, let us know what you thought of the game in the comments. Let us know who you thought was the man of the match. Obviously, a bit of a differing opinion here on the video today. Liz, thank you.
Thank you.
And come on, you Whites.